how much from the beginning of time until now is a fucking lie in history?
It's a good question. Yeah, look, I mean, like I was saying, it's important to have filters for all of these things. Like you have to approach like the root reality that history is written by the victor, right? And so yeah, looking back 2,000 years, you have to keep that in place. I think history, and this is my personal take, and I might be wrong on it. Generally, on average, is probably accurate with as relates to historical events and other things, but the feelings and sentiments and actual, like, as you dig into the cultural effects that were happening on other things, it is definitely like it's definitely biased, and it's biased in both directions, right? But I'd say overwhelmingly, yeah, if whatever is said about a society in power was written by the society that was in power at that given time. And so looking back on cultures we respect, they're probably worse at the time than we give them credit for. And then on cultures that we don't respect that lost, they're probably less bad in many ways than we expected. Um, I won't sit and say I don't think. Look, I think the West is genuinely like the light of good in the world. But it's certainly not perfect, and it's probably worse than we give it credit for, given that it was written by the West over the last 100 years. But that doesn't make me challenge whether or not like the West is the source of good in the world right now. Because I also think, I mean, there's stuff happening over like in overseas that we also don't talk enough about. I mean, you look at China, you look at like the idea of like a social credit system.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so yes, it's definitely like a lot muddier than we give it credit for. And there are probably a lot of things that are dramatized. And there are probably a lot of things that happen that we don't hear about because they're covered up by parties that were in power at the time. Which is why it's important to take in as much of that data as you can and then filter like crazy and be a critic at every step of the process.
Yeah, I didn't, I just want to, that wasn't a poke at the West.